again, this is John Wild, here to give you another look at vintage action figures, and this time we're going to be looking at the Mork and Mindy Mork with Talking Spacepack from Mattel Toys, 1979. In one of my previous videos, I reviewed the Mork with Egg Ship and looked at the whole line itself. So if you want a retrospective on the Mattel Toys Mork and Mindy line or the Mork and Mindy TV show, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go back and take a look at that video. We're going to specifically look at just this action figure today. Mork, obviously Robin Williams, was a very funny show and wildly popular with kids. So it only made sense that Mattel would produce an action figure to capitalize on this. And there were two varieties, basically the 3 3/4 and this larger size figure. So let's take a look at the figure in the package. So here we get a good look at the front of the box. As you can see, Mork is posed upside down in the box and has a little cartoon picture of Mindy. And then the backpack is in the top corner with a picture of Pam Dauber and Robin Williams as Mork and Mindy. Here's a look at the side of the box. Again, it has some illustrations of how to use your Mork figure with his talking space pack and some neat little artwork. The top and the bottom of the box are the same, just says the Mattel logo and Robin Williams as Mork with talking space pack. The back has a lot of illustrations and cross cells. Has the Mork rag doll and the Mork from Mork egg ship. It's got some pictures from the TV show. It shows you the Mindy doll and also shows you the orc egg containing orc goo with orc creature. Pretty neat cross cell. As you can see from the illustration, the big sell of this was the talking space pack, and it was a pull string, and you would hear 8 different sayings that were provided, and one is Nanu Nanu, of course. And if we take a look down at the package here, this must have been opened at some point in time because normally that pull string would be through there, and it's not, but that's all right. We're gonna open this bad boy up and take a look inside. So before I get Mork out of the package, I have to address the elephant in the room, and that's Mattel's reuse of a particular body type in the 1970s and probably even into the 80s. There was a toy line called the Sunshine Family, which Mattel came out with, which was essentially a more hip and modern kind of flower power hippie type of thing to kind of market more towards kids of the flower power generation. I'll put a picture of that up right now so you can see what they looked like. So as you can see, that body type they carried forward and used on a number of different toy lines afterwards, and some of the ones that they used specifically were the Welcome Back Kotter line. It's really a poor sculpt. The hands are in these kind of, palm forward type of thing. They couldn't hold on to anything. Most of the time they didn't have any sort of, I don't know, I wouldn't really describe them as action figures. They're more dolls. And the majority of the time, the Welcome Back Kotter figure and the Mork and Mindy figure, especially this style one, ends up more in doll shows. In fact, this Mork and Mindy was bought at a doll show, and my mother gifted it to me. So, just to show off this, the open hands, the arms are kind of rubbery. They're really kind of soft, and the body is a hard plastic, but the joints get very, very loose. It has some knee articulation too, but it's really a weak body, and it was reused far, far too many times in that line. So I mean, he won't even stand up on his own. He's definitely not liking that. So let's take Mork out and see if he fares any better than poor Epstein here. Okay, so pulling the outer box out, we get a good look at what Mork looks like on the inside. The talk box, in the one that I have here, is in a plastic bag. Don't know if it can. It probably did come in a plastic bag like that. So you have these ultra groovy Mork sayings on it. Nanu Nanu, Mork from Mork. I would imagine the sound box was probably reused from some other place. There's his hand sign and Mork from Mork. It's got some straps that would go over the top of the figure. It's got the chest logo from his hang, and it's got the little pull string here. So now let's take Mork here. Looks like it's just a cable tie on the back. Good old 70s packaging. So I just pull the cable tie off here. Put that aside. Mork comes off the card nice and easy, and here he is, Mork. Got his arms up. Move them arms right down out of the way. right off the get-go, it's funny. There's a Taiwan stamp, and again, he's got these rubbery arms. The articulates at the knee, and he's got a set of boots on, and they're definitely the boots are slip-on boots, so he's got regular feet underneath that, and so he's got his nicely sewn outfit, snap in the back. The face sculpt is pretty good. I'd have to say, if I was to guess who that is, that's Robin Williams. So does he stand up on his own easy? Let's see. Come on now. Yeah, he doesn't stand up too bad. So let's get a quick close-up of the figure here. So I wanted to show off something I just thought was interesting. The boots that are on Mork here are they look like boots from another action figure that they just cast in a silvery type of plastic, and so they definitely are reusing, and to crank out action figures as quick as possible, they would reuse the bodies and just have to do a new head sculpt. So the Mork figure is definitely that type of label slam or label slap type of figure, which is unfortunate because the Mork line is so sparse. Would have been nicer to have more offerings, different characters and such. So you got Mork and Pam in the van, and that was pretty much it in this line. So let's put on the backpack and see what Mork has to say. So Mork now has his backpack on and snugs on pretty tight. Just kind of goes through these little pieces there. Snugs up nice on him. But I have my suspicions that this figure will not stand on his own with this backpack on. It's pretty heavy and sits off to his back. So let's give it a try. Come on, Mork. Okay, so he's got to lean quite a bit forward, but if he does lean forward, it looks like it'll hold in balance, so not bad. All right, to the time we've been waiting for, let's hear what Mork has to say. So I pulled on that string for about a half an hour, and that's all I could get it to say. The box says 8 different sayings. Maybe those of you who had it back in the day could elaborate on if it did say anything more than what I had it say. It is what it is. I mean, it's a toy from a long time ago, so maybe it doesn't work as well. But it definitely, I can imagine, as a kid, you probably would have liked this toy if you were a fan of Mork, and I'd have to say it's probably more a girl's toy than it was a boy's toy. The backpack, it's a nice gimmick, but I can't imagine a lot of kids playing with the backpack, with Mork with the backpack, you know, maybe here and there. But most likely they probably would be just playing with him in this thing. But because the scale is smaller than Barbie, I'm not too sure, you know, how it'll work, and it's bigger than regular action figures at that time. So I can't say that a lot of kids would. I don't remember any kids my age having this toy, and definitely I would have known kids who would have had this. So my sister didn't have it either. So well, hey, let's wrap this video up here. So there you have it. That's the 8-inch Mork with Talking Spacepack from Mattel Toys in 1979. This has been John Wild. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at Cylon_Centurion78. I'll put posts up every once in a while, and you know, you can see some of the stuff that I'm been looking at. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you again on the next one.